Good day, Steelers Nation. Welcome to Steelers Nation Australia. My name is Adrian, the AI talking Steelers robot. Thank you for clicking the video. Sit back, get comfortable, crack a beer, hit that like and sub. Here we go, Steelers, here we go.
G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Happy Easter, guys. It is my Easter Sunday. And I did a question and answer the other day on a poll or community post. And I got quite a few good responses. So I firstly want to start off with A Rules here and their question. What's the likely chance of the Pittsburgh Steelers making the playoffs, and then winning Super Bowl 58, right? I'm going to give you my honest answer, and I guess maybe a chance in percentages. What would be the overall chance for a percentage? That's maybe probably the best way to do it. Now, playoffs, I think this team can make the playoffs, right? I really do. With the moves they're making, young offense, Kenny Pickett second year, the defense is getting better. TJ can get there. We just got to win a game there too. So close last year being 9-8. I feel like this team, with the offseason moves they've made and the cuts they've made, they can get to the playoffs. Now, can they win the Super Bowl? I don't think so, right? Think about all the teams that are in front of this Steelers team right now. You have the Bills, who are a powerhouse. You have the Chiefs, who are a good team. On the NFC side, the Eagles are a good team, right? You have our AFC North foes that are Cincinnati Bengals. They're in front, right? They're in front of us, even though I despise them and I can't stand them. They're a team we have to beat for any chance to get to the Super Bowl. So what's the likely chance that Steelers make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl? If you're including the Super Bowl, I'd probably say 10%. I'd say 10 to 15%. They make the playoffs, then they win the Super Bowl. That's probably around my standing right now, because we don't know with the draft and we got to see what happens in training camp and preseason, and you've got to see what happens for the first few weeks. It's only April at this time. Now, I did have some other questions in my post. If I'll go through them, if you can't see them, I'll try and zoom in, or did that go better? If not, that's a little bit better. One more time. Yes. Okay. And a few other questions in this question and answer, and it's kind of fun. So Steelcepticon says, who's a member, by the way, so thank you, mate, for being a member. Not really a Steelers question for me, but what NFL stadium would you love to visit / watch a game, possibly if our Steelers played there of one of their away games? The first thing that comes to mind, to be very honest, is Green Bay. I think Green Bay would be a fun stadium to go to, just with the history there. But I'm going to refresh my memory with some of the teams, right? And think about their stadiums. So NFL team stadiums right now. But I think Green Bay, that's been there a very, very long time, right? Let me see. There's Lincoln Field. That's Philadelphia. Probably wouldn't care about that. Levi. That's in 49ers land. Gaha Stadium. I think the Chiefs would be kind of cool. Be surrounded by a lot of Chiefs fans and beating the Chiefs there in their own stadium would be kind of fun. But to me, I think overall, if it would be my favorite or the number one, would probably be, as I look through the stadiums, probably Lambeau. I think Lambeau Field would probably be the best one. Surrounded by Packers fans, or maybe even Cowboys fans going to AT&T Stadium. I've been there before on a Kentucky tour, but going to Lambeau Field, surrounded by that history, and walking in there and walking out with a W would be even better. So that'd be cool, right? Now, we have the next question from Steelers TDU, who I work with, Maddie Peverell, right? I'm going to leave this one to last. I'm going to leave that one to last, actually. All right, I'm going to leave that one to last because I've got a good answer for that. DJKJ says, are the Steelers done bringing in players after the draft? Now, I'll be very honest. Like the Steelers have already brought in, I think, nine or 10 players in the free agent period. So I'm not too sure who they're going to bring in next. Of course, they brought in the nose tackle for Hoko. I think he might have a chance to start. I really liked his interview he did with, is it Jersey Mike or Jersey Jerry? I think he does the Barstool. He's like a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. There was an interview with him the other day. So I like him there. You got the quarterback positions, but been taken care of with Patrick Peterson. Middle linebackers have come in. You know, they signed deals. They've pretty much covered all bases. They're covering bases in the offensive line too, on left tackle and Herbig and those fellas, right? The swing tackle. Who else would they bring in? Possibly maybe a veteran receiver, a guy that's not too outstanding, not an OBJ, but someone else that's been playing 4 or 5 years might come in. But for that question, I don't overly know if the Steelers are done bringing in players. I would maybe say maybe 1 or 2 more players might come in. So that could happen. But it's a very quiet time right now. We all thought, I think a lot of Steel Nation thought that Bud Dupree was going to come in. Dante, shout out to Dante too. Thanks, mate, for being a member also. What's your favorite color? Dead set. You'd probably think it would be gold or, yellow because of the Steelers. But it is black and gold, by the way. But I got to say my favorite color, and I think most men have this color, it's blue. Blue is just hands down one of the easiest colors I think you can have as just a bloke, mate. Blue's easy. I got a lot of blue shirts, got a blue car. Blue's nice and calming. Yeah, so for me, my favorite color is blue. Another question too. I've got Jonte again, and he says, if you never found out about the Steelers, do you think you'd still be a fan of football or no? I think I would, actually. I think I would still be a fan of football because in reality, the reason why I watched football back in the day was because of all the movies, the replacements, Friday Night Lights, Remember the Titans, The Little Giants, all those kind of movies back in the day. The Waterboy, around the 2000s, 1998, 2000s to 2002, 2004, was an influx. There's so many football movies, and maybe that's why that caught my attention. And the reason why I became a Pittsburgh Steeler fan was because the colors alone. And back then I thought it was black and yellow. And I thought this color scheme is unbelievable. I thought it was amazing. And I was like, man, this rocks. I love this color scheme. And then I started watching Tommy Maddox, Dan Crider, Amos Siraway, those kind of dudes on offense. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And then a few years later, they went and drafted Big Ben. And then that all started to happen. I didn't become a big fan of the Steelers until about 2006, maybe 7. So they won their Super Bowl in Detroit with the bus. I was still learning the game. And then around 2007 on that run, when Debo ran the football back for 99 yards, that's when it all clicked and I went absolutely haywire and crazy. Now, I'm going to go back to Maddie's question. So thanks, Dante, for that, mate. If you found out about the Steelers, do you think you'd still be a fan? I think I would because football is an amazing game. I love football. I love watching it. I love the XFL. I love the USFL coming up. I'll be supporting the Pittsburgh Maulers. I love everything about it. I love the whole game. Just the whole game in general. I love the chess match that is your best player against their weakest player. Take advantage of that. I love the physicality. I love the scheme. I love the big plays. I love the interceptions, the fumbles. I love when your team, the Steelers, is up by 30-3 and you can play softer coverage, stuff like that. I love everything about it. I love winning Super Bowls. I love the whole game. Okay, Maddie says, which is your least favorite Steeler? And it can't be a player that's played less than a year like Dante Moncrief. I got to tell you, man, I've been picking on Claypool a lot. I probably have to say Claypool. I just can't stand him. I just, for what I saw in the first year, rookie year, I was on the Claypool train. I liked it. Big Ben, 11 in a row. And then he said that comment about losing, never heard of her. And I was like, this guy's got a bit of an ego behind him. And then he didn't back it up. He had the 9-10 touchdowns. And yeah, Claypool for me, I was like, all right. Then the second year, we was some big hopes for him. Nothing happened. And then last year, it got even worse. Like, the way that he plays the game, I felt like he couldn't run a route. I saw him check out so many times where the game was still going and the quarterback was trying to find someone open. And you just see Claypool walking lazily around. And that Kenny Pickett one where he threw to Claypool, he jumped up and he he couldn't high point the ball. 6'3" receiver versus a 5'9" receiver or 5'8", and then he got outclassed. Also, the pointing really annoyed me with that too. The overall pointing, where he got the first down and he wasted 25 seconds, all that kind of stuff. The top three, he called himself Mapletron. I'm so glad he's gone. I don't think he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. If I had to choose one, which is your least favorite, he has to be up there because I don't think he reflects what the Steelers are, like Hines Ward, like Stallworth, like Lynn Swan. Even other NFL people have called him out and said he's not physical. Hines Ward called him out and said he needs to grow up. Even we talked about yesterday on TDU, even AB was like mentally tough before he lost it, right? Before his mind went crazy. He was great to watch. Eli Rogers, one of my favorites too. He was fun to watch, right? Randall L, these guys. Martavius Bryant was even a better receiver than this guy. You could name lists, tons of lists going bang, bang, bang. Plaxico Burress, even though he had some off-field issues, he was more fun to watch. Santonio Holmes, all those guys, right? Juju has TikTok, but he backs it up. He backs it up on the field. Claypool goes to the Bears and he loses 8 in a row. They lost 8 in a row. That's why we have the 32nd pick, because he went to the Bears. And it's probably one of the best moves the Steelers have done. Move on, Claypool. See you later. Go and do your fancy stuff somewhere else. And yeah, for me, he'd be my least favorite. Anyways, guys, that's my episode today. Thank you for checking out the Q&A segment. I'm pretty sure I answered everyone's question. Yep, tick, 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 tick. Yep, got everyone's question. Thanks, guys, checking out Steeler Nation Australia. I hope you guys have a good, Easter long weekend. It's nice and sunny for me today, so I can't wait to go outside. And as always, guys, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.